Hey, what's up? EZOVERDOSE here. This is the 2-pet strat for the flowing Pandaren spirit. I have a Wild Hammer Griffin hatchling. It is a double power build with Peck, Adrenaline Rush, and Liftoff, and an Eternal Strider with Water Jet, Cleansing Rain, and Pump. And the Strider is a power speed build, and that build is reused for another one of my videos. Now the Wild Hammer Griffin hatchling is a bit of a specialty pet. I mean, it's not like expensive or anything, it's just I haven't obviously checked it in years, but used to there could only be like 2 or 3 spawns of it on the map at any given time, and you couldn't kill it to like force it to respawn, so like you had to beat the battle to force it to respawn. But it's a unique pet because it has Peck and Liftoff, and there's no other pets that I know of that have Peck and Liftoff, so if you're just trying to get this done, you're going to have to go with something else that has slicing winds and liftoff. And usually anything that has those two abilities, they have Adrenaline Rush as well. And Adrenaline Rush is semi-useful. I'll explain that in a second. So if you can't get your hands on one of these Griffin hatchlings right away, what you're going to substitute for, it's going to be something like a seagull, the Pterodax hatchling, I guess it is, Polly, the Hyacinth Macaw, a Waterfly, a Sandy Petrel, a Parrot, and I mean you get the idea. The same thing with Slicing Winds and Liftoff to substitute for it, but I'll explain why having a double power build of the Griffin hatchling is useful. So I start off with the Griffin hatchling, and I'm just going to peck twice and then use liftoff, and that's to be in the air whenever the thing pops and he's doing dive. So the reason why this bird is more useful than the other ones and it's unique is because Peck hits for like a static amount of damage. It always hits for 541 with the power build as a 541 strong. So there's no like RNG to the fight. Like you always know it's like going to take this many rounds. Unless you crit, then it's going to take less rounds. Versus if all your slicing winds hit for one, like once instead of 3 times, then you're kind of screwed and the rounds get all offset. So on this guy, I just use Peck. Just basically spam Peck. If for some reason he uses Water Jet on you twice and it pushes you under your half health and you lose your flying buff, you want to use Adrenaline Rush. That way you get your speed buff back and you're faster than him, and then just finish him off with Peck. It doesn't matter how much life you have going into the last pet, and there's really no way to die on the second pet with him. So I immediately swap into my carry pet, and he's like, the other guy's putting up debuffs right now. Then I swap back into my Griffin hatchling, and I'm just going to use Peck. I could use a liftoff and avoid the damage, but I'm going to swap in my Strider, and it's going to do a lot more damage, so I'm just using this pet as a sacrifice pet to soak these 2 debuffs, and just do, you know, as much damage as I can before I die. So there was a lucky crit, although it doesn't really matter. So then I pull in the Strider, charge Pump, then cast Pump, and he gets hit for 1,000 and he's done. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.